Today we're going to learn how to use some very common quantifiers in English, especially enough, too much, and so much. And we will also learn how to apologize and react in different situations. These expressions are very useful in everyday conversations, for example, when talking about food, time, work, or when something goes wrong and we need to say sorry. Let's start with enough. We use enough when we want to say that we have the correct or necessary amount of something. It means the quantity is okay, not too little and not too much. We usually put enough before a noun, for example, do you have enough food? Or we have enough water. We can also use it with a verb, and in this case we use to plus verb after it. For example, I have enough time to finish my homework, or she has enough money to buy a new phone. So remember, enough is positive because it means the amount is sufficient. Now let's look at too much. We use too much when there is more than necessary, and this is usually a negative idea. For example, there is too much food, which means it's more than we need, or I have too much work, which means it's a problem. We often use too much with uncountable nouns like food, water, time, or work. For example, there is too much traffic, or he drinks too much coffee. So too much usually shows a problem or something excessive. Next, we have so much, which is similar to too much, but it is often used to emphasize a big quantity, not always a problem. For example, I have so much work, or there is so much noise. Very often we use so much with that please a result. For example, I ate so much food that I feel sick, or she was so tired that she went to bed early. So much helps us add more emotion or emphasis to what we say. Now let's move on to apologizing, which is also very important in communication. We apologize when we do something wrong or when there is a problem. There are many ways to apologize in English. The most common and simple way is I'm sorry. We can also say I apologize or I'd like to apologize, which are a bit more formal. Another option is my apologies, which is a noun form. For example, my apologies for being late. Be careful, because apologize is a verb and apologies is a noun. We often use the structure apologize for plus ing. For example, I apologize for arriving late, or we'd like to apologize for the mistake. After someone apologizes, the other person can accept it. For example, I forgive you, you are forgiven, or apology accepted. Sometimes people also say, it doesn't matter, or never mind, especially if the problem is small. Finally, let's look at some reacting expressions that we use in everyday conversations. For example, if something is surprising, we can say really or wow. If something is bad, we can say oh no or what a shame. If we want to show interest, we can say I'd love to or I can't wait. If something is not important, we say it doesn't matter or never mind. These expressions help you sound more natural and express your feelings clearly. To finish, remember that enough means the right amount, too much means more than necessary, and so much is used for emphasis. Also, learning how to apologize and react correctly will help you communicate politely and effectively in English.